They tell you the market moves in seconds. They sell you scanners and indicators and one-click platforms built for speed. They tell you that the man who reacts fastest wins. And perhaps that is why so many of you are losing, not because you are slow, but because you have been taught to worship speed, and speed, I assure you, is the enemy of the educated speculator. My name needs no long introduction on this channel. You've heard it before. You've read about me in books your broker probably never mentioned. Jesse Livermore. Some call me the greatest trader who ever lived. Others call me a cautionary tale. I say I am both, and that is precisely why you should listen to what I am about to tell you. You found this video because your 5-minute entries keep failing. You watch the candles. You wait for the breakout. You pull the trigger, and the market reverses and takes your money. You try again. Same result. You adjust your indicator settings. Same result. You read a forum post. You watch another YouTube tutorial, and then you come back and try again. Same result. The reason is not your indicator. The reason is not your broker, your spread, or your execution speed. The reason is something far more fundamental, and I want to lay it bare for you today with the same ruthless clarity that the markets taught me over decades of both spectacular wins and devastating losses. A 5-minute chart shows you noise. It shows you the trembling hand of the market, its breath, its minor hesitations, its random stutters. What it does not show you is the market's intent. And intent, the real directional energy of a stock or commodity, does not reveal itself in 5 minutes. It reveals itself over days, weeks, sometimes months. The tape, as we called it in my day, does not lie, but it whispers. And you cannot hear a whisper if you are screaming at a chart every 5 minutes demanding it give you a trade. Now, before I continue, if you are new to this channel, I want to pause and point you to 2 earlier videos that are essential to understanding what I will say today. Watch our video titled How Jesse Livermore Read the Tape, and our video, The Livermore Pivotal Point Strategy Explained. Both are linked in the description below and will give you the foundation to absorb everything in this script at a far deeper level. Do not skip them. They are not optional reading. They are prerequisite understanding. Back to the 5-minute chart. I understand why it is seductive. In my time, I sat at the board and watched the ticker tape roll for hours. I felt that same hunger, that primal need to act, to be in the market, to feel alive. But I learned, painfully and expensively, that trading frequency is not the same as trading proficiency. The man who trades 20 times a day is not 20 times smarter than the man who trades once. He is, in most cases, simply 20 times more exposed to his own emotional weaknesses. The market does not reward busyness. It rewards patience, married to precision. And precision requires a broader lens than 5 minutes can provide. When I made my great trades, and I had some great ones, let me assure you I was not reacting to a 5-minute candle. I was acting on a thesis built over days of observation. I was watching how the stock behaved at certain price levels. I was feeling the rhythm of accumulation, of distribution, of the smart money moving quietly before the crowd woke up. You cannot see any of that in 5 minutes. You can only see chaos. And when you trade chaos, you do not get rich. You get confused. There is also a psychological dimension here that very few people discuss, and it matters enormously. When you stare at a 5-minute chart for hours, your mind begins to manufacture patterns. Human beings are pattern recognition machines. It is how we survived as a species. But that same instinct, applied to short-term charts, becomes a liability. You see a double bottom that is not really a double bottom. You see a flag formation that is really just random price action. You convince yourself of a narrative because your brain needs a narrative, not because the market is actually telling you one. I want you to pause here and ask yourself one honest question. When was the last time you stepped away from the 5-minute chart and asked yourself what the weekly chart was telling you? Because that right there is the gap between the speculator who survives and the one who does not. Check the discretion grab, Thinking Like Jesse Livermore, Mastering the Market with Discipline, Patience, and Risk, and the Livermore Journal. A 90-day trading psychology workbook links in the description below. These books will transform the way you approach every single trade. I want to tell you something about the nature of market opportunity that took me years and a fortune in losses to understand. Opportunity in the market is not uniformly distributed across time. It is not as though every 5 minutes another valid trade materializes on your screen, waiting patiently for you to click the right button. Real opportunity, the kind that produces life-changing profits, is rare, concentrated, and almost always preceded by a period of prolonged and frustrating waiting. In my prime years of operation, I may have been actively positioned for only a fraction of the total available market time. For the rest, I was watching, studying, letting the situation develop, letting lesser speculators exhaust themselves fighting the wrong battles. And when my moment came, when the tape confirmed what I had suspected for weeks, I moved with size and conviction. That is how fortunes are made, not by grinding out 50 small trades a day on a 5-minute chart. Now some of you will push back. You will say, "But Jesse, I have seen traders make consistent money on short time frames, and perhaps that is true for a very small number of people with extraordinary discipline, exceptional risk management, and often an institutional edge that you and I simply do not have sitting at home. But those people are not trading with emotion. They are not trading for excitement. They have systematized their process to such a degree that psychology has been nearly removed from the equation. For most retail traders, most of you watching this right now, that level of systematization does not exist, and without it, the 5-minute chart is not a trading tool. It is a gambling machine dressed in technical analysis clothing. Let me speak to what the market actually rewards. The market rewards those who understand supply and demand at a structural level, not a candle level. It rewards those who can identify when a stock is being quietly accumulated by informed interests. It rewards those who wait for the moment of least resistance, when the path upward or downward has been cleared, and then commit fully and without hesitation. It rewards patience more than it rewards intelligence. It rewards emotional control more than it rewards chart knowledge. And it rewards conviction, real, earned conviction based on real, careful observation, more than it rewards speed. I have spoken in previous videos on this channel about the Livermore Pivotal Point, the concept that certain price levels in a stock's history carry enormous significance, and that when price approaches these levels, a decision is being made by the market. If you have not yet seen that video, I want you to go watch it right now. It is linked in the description. Understanding pivotal points will immediately change how you look at price action, and it will make what I am about to say in this section land with far more power. The pivotal point concept is, at its core, about patience and precision over speed. I did not buy or sell at pivotal points because I was reacting to a 5-minute candle breaking through a level. I bought or sold because I had spent days, sometimes weeks, watching how the stock behaved near that level. I had observed the volume. I had noted the character of the price movement. Was it hesitant? Was it aggressive? Was it reluctant? The tape told a story, and I had read enough tape to understand its language. Your 5-minute chart does not give you time to read the story. It gives you only the last sentence. And a trader who reads only the last sentence before making a decision is like a juror who hears only the final closing argument and ignores all prior evidence. The verdict they render will be wrong more often than it is right. There is another element I must address directly, because I see it happening in the comments on this channel every week. Many of you are using 5-minute charts not because you have determined they are the appropriate time frame for your strategy, but because you are impatient, because waiting feels like losing, because you need to feel active, engaged, productive. You feel that if you are not in a trade, you are missing something. This is one of the most dangerous psychological traps in all of speculation. Let me be plain. Doing nothing is a position. Standing aside while the market sorts itself out is a strategic decision, not a failure of will. The disciplined speculator who waits 3 weeks for a clear setup and then acts decisively will outperform the nervous trader who forces 20 setups a week on a 5-minute chart. Every time, not occasionally. Every time, over any extended period of analysis. If you are struggling with this, if the patience required to hold back and wait feels genuinely impossible for you, then I want to strongly encourage you to pick up a copy of our workbook, the Livermore Journal, a 90-day trading psychology workbook. The link is in the description. This book was designed specifically to work through the psychological patterns that drive traders toward overtrading and impulsive entries, 90 days of structured reflection and exercise. It will cost you far less than one bad trade made on a 5-minute chart out of impatience. The market does not care about your need for stimulation. It does not care that you have been watching your screen for 3 hours and have not found a trade. It will not manufacture an opportunity for you simply because you are ready. The opportunity comes when it comes. Your only job, is to be ready when it arrives, and to have the discipline to wait without damaging yourself in the meantime. Drop a comment below, tell us, what time frame are you currently trading and what's been your biggest challenge? We read every comment. Also, if you've found value in this channel, subscribe and check out our other videos linked in the description below. I want to close this conversation with something personal, because I believe you deserve more than abstraction. I have told you what is wrong. I have told you why it keeps happening. Now I want to tell you what to do. And then I want to tell you something about who you can become, because that ultimately is what this is really about. The transformation from reactive trader to deliberate speculator begins not with a new indicator, not with a new time frame, and not with a new broker. It begins with a decision, a genuine, deeply considered decision about what kind of trader you intend to be. Because until that decision is made with real clarity and real commitment, no technique will save you. You will simply find new ways to make the same old mistakes. Here is what I recommend, drawn from everything the markets taught me across a lifetime of speculation. First, expand your time frame for analysis, even if you never change your entry time frame. Begin every trading session by studying the daily and weekly chart of whatever you are considering trading. Ask yourself what the dominant trend is. Ask yourself where the meaningful support and resistance levels are. Ask yourself what story the volume is telling over the past several weeks. Do not touch a 5-minute chart until you have answered these questions on the higher time frame. The 5-minute chart should confirm your thesis, not generate it. Second, define your pivotal points before the session opens. I did not sit down at the board and wait to see what happened. I came in each day knowing exactly what price levels mattered, where I would buy if buying was warranted, where I would sell, and at what point I would know I was wrong. This pre-session preparation is what separates the professional from the amateur. The amateur discovers his plan as the session unfolds. The professional has already made his decisions when the market is closed, and his emotions are calm. Third, learn to love the trades you do not take. This sounds strange, I know, but the trades you pass on because they do not meet your criteria are often the most important trades of all. Every time you exercise the discipline to decline an impulsive entry, you are building the psychological muscle that will one day allow you to size into a real opportunity with genuine conviction. The passes make the entries meaningful. Without discipline to say no, your yes becomes worthless. Fourth, track your emotional state alongside your trades. This is something I wish I had formalized in my own career, and it is precisely why the Livermore Journal, a 90-day trading psychology workbook, was created available now in the description below. I know now what I did not fully appreciate then, that my losses were almost never due to faulty analysis. They were due to emotional interference, taking profits too early, adding to losers, abandoning a position at the worst possible moment, because I let fear override my thesis. If you are not tracking your emotional state alongside your trading decisions, you are working blind. Fifth, and this one may be the most important of all, reconnect with why you started, not with what trading gives you materially, but with what it demands of you as a person. Trading at its highest level demands that you know yourself. It demands that you manage fear and greed with a discipline that most people never develop in their entire lifetimes. It demands that you build a philosophy, a framework for decision-making that holds when everything around you is chaotic. That philosophy is what, thinking like Jesse Livermore, mastering the market with discipline, patience, and risk, is built to help you construct. That ebook is in the description. If you have not read it, read it before your next trade. Now I want to speak directly to something I see in the comments of every video on this channel. Many of you are discouraged. You have lost money. You have lost confidence. Some of you have lost more than moan. Now I want to speak directly to something I see in the comments of every video on this channel. Many of you are discouraged. You have lost money. You have lost confidence. Some of you have lost more than money. You have lost time, peace, the trust of people who believed in you, and you are wondering whether any of this is worth it, whether you have what it takes, whether the market will ever stop taking from you and start giving back. I want you to hear this clearly. I lost everything, multiple times. I made fortunes, and I squandered them. I knew what to do, and I did the opposite, driven by forces inside myself that I had not yet learned to govern. And still I came back, not because I was reckless, but because I understood, at a level that never left me, that the market was a place where truth is enforced with absolute consistency. Not the truth of your ambition, not the truth of your intelligence, but the truth of your discipline, your patience, your willingness to be wrong quickly and right for as long as the trade remains valid. That truth, that cold, fair, democratic truth, is what makes the market the greatest teacher I ever had. It punishes pretense, it rewards authenticity, and it is absolutely indifferent to your excuses. The 5-minute chart fails you not because it is broken, but because you have not yet built the foundation to use it honestly. Build the foundation, study the higher time frames, define your pivotal points, govern your emotions, track your psychology, and above all, have patience with yourself as you build the kind of speculator you are capable of becoming. On this channel, we have built an entire library dedicated to this journey. We have videos on tape reading, on the Livermore Pivotal Point strategy, on risk management, on trading psychology, and on the principles that have made great traders across generations. Every video in the description is a piece of the same larger education. Do not watch just this one. Go through the catalog. Let it compound in your mind the same way a well-managed position compounds in a portfolio. And when you are ready to go deeper, when you want to hold the principles in your hands and work through them with daily intention, the ebooks in the description are waiting for you. They were created for exactly this moment in your development, the moment when you are done reacting and ready to begin thinking. The market will be here tomorrow. The question is, who will you be when you show up? I was Jesse Livermore. I made mistakes the world still studies, and I made moves that the world still celebrates. What I never did at my best, in the moments I am most proud of, was trade without a reason. Every entry had a thesis. Every thesis had evidence. Every piece of evidence came from patient, unhurried observation of the only voice that matters in this business. The tape, the market, the truth. Now go do the same. Like this video if it shifted your thinking. Subscribe if you are committed to becoming a better trader. Drop a comment and tell us your biggest takeaway. Watch the videos linked in the description. Each one builds on the last. And grab both ebooks, Thinking Like Jesse Livermore and the Livermore Journal, a 90-day trading psychology workbook, in the description below. Your next great trade starts with your next great decision. Make it now.